Jacksonville Jaguars, win total 9. 10-6 straight up last year, 9-7 against the spread, 8-8 with the totals. Number 2 defense in the league, number 1 pass defense. Run defense struggled. They were at the bottom, 27th, according to Football Outsiders. It was more run first offense. Taking Fournette in the draft was huge. Bortles didn't, at times he was okay and didn't turn it over. But the defense was sick, Teddy. They get one stop or a couple first downs against the Patriots, and they would have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they would have, could have, should have been in the Super Bowl, but they weren't. And now it's the season after we've seen the Jacksonville Jaguars make a huge leap. Remember, Jacksonville goes from bottom feeder to, one of the favorites to win a competitive division. That's a big leap. And when you're talking about season wins, a team that was priced, 6.5 last year? Now they're being priced at 9 this year. No question, that defense looks every bit as good for 2008 as it did in 2018 as it did in 2017. 4 first or second team all-pros on that defense. And, from all indications, if you watch that secondary play, how good that they were. But you got to score points in the modern NFL. And the Blake Bortles issue continues to be a question for me. Bortles showed signs last year. He improved last year. He finished in a passer rating of 84.7, which was significantly better than it had been. But to look at Blake Bortles and say, this guy is a Super Bowl quarterback, he didn't pass the eye test last year. I'll put it that way.
No.
Jacksonville won in spite of him, not because of him.
I agree. I would have moved on. I wouldn't have re-signed him. Alex Smith tried for some other guys that were out there, even McCarron. All that money, the extension they gave him. He's not completed more than 60% of his passes in 4 years, and he ranked 20th in the league in passer rating. So I'm with you there. They also let a couple of his wide receivers walk too, Teddy. So that hurts as well. And listen, they didn't trust him. You remember the Buffalo playoff game? And you also remember the game against New England. They're coming out in the second half running every time on first and second down.
And I would expect to see more of that strategy again in 2018. This team is built to run the football with Leonard Fournette. And you look at what they did in the offseason. What they do? They found the best available free agent on the offensive line, and they got him in Andrew Norwell from the Dallas Cowboys. Shored up the tight end position. Tight end has been an area of weakness, both in terms of blocking and production. Austin Seferian-Jenkins and Niles Paul coming in at tight end. And those are areas that, in theory, should help Fournette and Chris Ivory, move the football on the ground and leave less for Blake Bortles to do. This is most assuredly, Pauly, a squad that wants to ground and pound. They do not want to be chucking the football around. And, when you look at what they did in the draft, where 2 of their top 3 on the defense side of the football, Tavian Bryan, the defensive tackle out of Florida, a nice first-round addition. And then the safety, Ronnie Harrison, Alabama, helping that secondary get even better. The defense is loaded. The offensive line looks good or should be better. But there's always, as long as I watch the Jags, there's going to be this Blake Bortles factor. And until he passes an eye test or 2 or 3 or 5, we're going to have an asterisk and concerns about Jacksonville's ability to win against opposing defenses that are as good as they are.
Yeah, well, tough division. And now you get Watson back with Houston. They beat Houston last year, week 1. They got Savage to start, and Bill O'Brien, after one half, said that's enough of that, and he punted and put Watson in. So that was ugly. The easier schedule, much easier schedule last year. Tough division, and they play the AFC East and the NFC East, 2 extra games at Kansas City and Pittsburgh at home. Beat Pittsburgh twice last year. What are your thoughts on the schedule?
Well, yeah, when you talk about this year compared to last year, the Jags had a really easy schedule. I mean, things broke right for them. On paper, it looked much easier coming into the season, and it worked out that way. This year, compared to last year, it is a good notch or 2 tougher. When you look at the division, again, this is not, a lot of questions still about Indy, but in theory, Indy should be better. Tennessee, playoff caliber team a season ago. Houston, a team that should be a whole lot better than they were, 4-12 squad. from a season ago. And you look at how that schedule plays out. 3 of their last 4 on the highway, and not the toughest venues, but nonetheless, a team that's going to have to win games in hostile environments and in cold weather in order to reach the postseason. I'm not excited about betting the Jags over 9 wins. If I'm looking at Jacksonville, I can only look under the total, but I'm not excited about the under here. I think 9 is the right number for the Jags in 2018. This team is lined correctly going into the preseason. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.